Welcome back, my friends. The day has finally arrived. After a month of no rides, broken shots, and a broken car seat, Richter and I are finally making it up to the Baldwin area to finally attempt some pacing.
Nice.
Before we get up there, however, our journey starts here in Swanee, where our voyage up north will be interrupted by Norfolk Southern 207, an as-needed trailer train headed down to Inman. The 207 now gone, it was finally time to start making our way up north. Of course, staying along the railroads just so that we could look at signals to see if anything was coming. Going through Buford, Flowery Branch, down by CP Griff, and eventually making a pit stop at the Chambly Road crossing, a location that Richter and I have wanted to get a train at, but unfortunately that will not be happening today. With a yellow over red on the intermediate for the northbounds and all reds for the southbounds, there was nothing going on. So we continued on through Gainesville. Now, if you recall from the last couple of videos, I mentioned that I did not have my scanner. Richter fortunately had his, but it is really bad. Right? It only works within a mile radius. But fortunately for us, there was a single locomotive that was online and running through Gainesville as we were driving through here, under the ID Norfolk Southern P64. Now, we literally saw the locomotive, so it wasn't really any revealing information there, but that train was talking to dispatch, and they said that they were going to hold Norfolk Southern P64 at Red Lane for Norfolk Southern 27A, which was at Ayersville. Ayersville is a little bit north of where we were trying to go, but we still had to head over to the Baldwin area, and we knew we weren't going to make it all the way up north. So with this information, we raced over to Lula, Georgia, and pulled off at this crossing, a location where we could still get some decent enough pacing while also not risking running into the train and missing it. So after parking here, it wouldn't be more than 5 or 10 minutes before the gates activated and 27A came on by. By sheer coincidence, Norfolk Southern 27A happened to have Norfolk Southern 1000 leading.
Whoa.
Yes, this is Norfolk Southern's first ever SD70 ACE. A unique locomotive because it actually has different trucks than every other Norfolk Southern Ace, and it is also unique because of the horn. And fortunately for us, with us pacing it, we got all the glory of that horn right before us. After hitting the end of the pacing road, Richter and I tried to go back to Gainesville to film 27A going by 44R's old power that we had seen the day before. Unfortunately, that would fail, and we would just barely catch 27A's rear DPUs going by Gainesville. This was not the route that we had come into Gainesville, and honestly, I'm glad we did not take this route because we discovered that you can see the cargo mill from here. The very plant where cargo services the Norfolk Southern grain trains that come into Gainesville. Here, we can see the same locomotives that we saw working the day before with 44R's cut, and we can actually see 44R's hoppers behind these green locomotives, all sitting in the midst of a very large facility. They actually had some work being done on top of the silos. But as for me and Richter, we were not coming here to see cargo operations. We came here for some pacing. So from the cargo plant, we made our way back up to the Lula train depot, where the road begins to pace the railroad for a very long time. And in the midst of our journey back up to the train depot, we happen to cross over this bridge and see this railroad crossing activate as soon as we cross the bridge. Now remember, I did not have my scanner, so we had no idea what this was. We were thinking that P64 had to have come by in the time that we were at the cargo plant and by the time we'd hit the highway. So we just assumed that we had unfortunately missed NS-283 on our journey up here and thought that we weren't going to see it again. So we made it to Lula, started driving down the road, checking for signals, until we came upon this activated grade crossing. Only problem is, there was no train.
What?
Yes, this grade crossing was malfunctioning. And even though this thing gave us a major jump scare, we parked here and there was nothing coming. So I did what any responsible citizen would do, and I called the Norfolk Southern number that is posted on the signal for emergencies. Hi, we are at a railroad crossing right now, and the gates have been down for at least 5 minutes, and there's nothing coming through.
Okay, what's that location?
This is in Lula, Georgia. The crossing ID is 717-647G.
Okay, let's show them what's that, Moccasin Gap Road?
Yes, ma'am. And I kid you not, within 5 minutes of me calling this number, the gates went back up, so I had to call them back again. After that little hiccup in the journey, we finally made our way up to Baldwin, Georgia, where there are a number of grain facilities that service the area, with hoppers coming in from Norfolk Southern and appears some other sources. And there's this very vintage CSX locomotive. What you are looking at, my friends, is former CSX locomotive 5975. A GE B40-8 that now bears the reporting marking PKHB, indicating that this locomotive belongs to the Pickens Railway, which actually operates up in South Carolina. Frankly, I don't know why this unit has this reporting marking and it's up here in North Georgia, but regardless, this is a very interesting piece of railroad equipment that has most certainly seen better days. But regardless, it is still alive, and this vintage beast is still servicing the railroad and the local industries. Right adjacent to this facility is another grain facility that has more tracks and more hoppers, in addition to a track and bale off in the distance similar to the one in Gainesville that's probably used for switching in cuts that come in from the grain trains that terminate in Baldwin, Georgia. Back on the main line, there was nothing but this string of hoppers that actually does have an EOT on it, so this was a legit train, but it was not moving and all the signals were red for both the northbound and southbound, so we didn't see anything. From here, we decided to make our way back to Lula, chilling at the pedestrian/road bridge that goes over the tracks, because we had updates on Norfolk Southern 50G had cleared through Duluth coming up north, so we knew that this train was going to be coming up soon. And waiting for this train, we find ourselves right next to the historic Lula train depot, which, according to online, actually belonged to the Southern Railroad before it was eventually merged into Norfolk Southern, in addition to the Southern caboose that sits right next to it, indicating its origins. Anyways, besides that, we sat here chilling, Richter goofing on my camcorder.
Take this, Nathan.
Until all of a sudden,
Hey, what's popping?
Norfolk Southern 283, the very train that we thought we had missed, comes roaring south. Yo, we had checked every single southbound signal. None of them gave any indication. So that must have been P64 that we missed when we were coming back to Lula from Gainesville. And unfortunately, since we didn't have a good scanner, we had no idea of knowing that this thing was coming. After this train cleared, it was a lot of waiting until we decided to check the intermediates that are right down the street to see that there were reds facing both directions, meaning that there was a meet scheduled to happen here. And then Richter clutched up with an update, Norfolk Southern 153 at Tougaloo. Tougaloo?
Huh?
I don't know. Anyways, with that information, we decided to go all the way up to the Baldwin area and pull off at this gas station, waiting for 153, until finally the gates rang and the southbound manifest came by for the chase. As we started nearing the Lula area and getting close to the end of the pace, look who decided to pop up. Norfolk Southern 50G now parked here, probably waiting for 153 to clear so that it could proceed up north to Baldwin. With us reaching the end of the pace, we turned around because we knew 50G was parked there, passing by the mid-train DPU on Norfolk Southern 153, and also passing by the rear DPU on 50G before passing by the head end again of 50G, settling at the same crossing that we had initially parked at for 27A, waiting for 50G to clear until all of a sudden,
Good evening.
this local, which has to be P64, spawned out of literally nowhere. And as it rounds the corner, look who's popping up now. Norfolk Southern 50G, now accelerating out from its stop up north to its destination. And with this train crawling, Riker and I took our time, chilling, getting set up, before we easily caught up to the head end for the pacing action to continue. Our pacing would end near the Baldwin facilities as the rear end DPU of 50G comes up. And as Riker and I sat here confused because we thought that this train was going to terminate at Baldwin, but for some reason, they were accelerating on north, so they must have been going all the way up to Maysville or something. Anyways, now that this train has gone, Richter, nah. My boy, your time has come. See, my friends, I've been finessing the footage with some good editing to hide the fact that this man is literally twitching every 5 seconds on the camera. And when I mentioned this to him, he had the balls to tell me,
"You're always complaining?"
What? Wait, no, wait, what?
see, my guy, maybe I would have showed you some mercy if you didn't say these words. But complaining, my boy, I'm crushing your soul. Really? I'm complaining. Okay, my friend. Look at this clip, my boy. What makes you look at this clip, look at this frame, and say, you know what? I'ma just twitch again and again and again and again and again and again. You have the balls to tell me stop complaining. Talking about some.
Oh, I gotta be readjusting.
Stop adjusting, please. Oh my lord, my boy. You think the video stabilizer is magic, bro?
Nope.
You think it's fixing this? It's not, my guy. Are you looking at the camera, my guy? Is someone scaring you back there?
Oh, shiver my timbers.
Please, if something is scaring you, bro, just let me know and I got you, my guy.
You are so sorry.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. I had to get that off my chest. Anyways, we were about to start heading back down toward Lula and eventually start making our way back down towards the Swanee area. Until all of a sudden,
What is that?
this random switcher unit popped up. A unit that we didn't see when we first came here. We thought that this mill only had the track mobile, but no. There is this switcher unit labeled Johnson on it. Yo, I tried finding this unit online. There is literally not a single image of this locomotive online, bro.
Bruh.
So internet, you're welcome.
Thank you.
The closest thing I could find were similar locomotives that were reportedly photographed in South Carolina with the reporting marking JRWX for the Johnson Railway. Anything beyond that, I have no idea. And it would appear that this specific unit here is some sort of Alco S unit, the S indicating switcher. Where this unit came from, what its specific model is, and how long it's been here, I have absolutely no idea. There was no information on this online. If someone does know, feel free to slide. After this catch, we made our way back to the Lula train depot. Having passed by the intermediates giving a very wonderful indication there was a meet scheduled to happen. Reds for both the northbound and the southbound directions clearly indicated to us that there were 2 trains lined our way.
Nice.
And after about 30 or 40 minutes of waiting, finally, we started hearing horns. And I said horns on purpose because it was not just these headlights that popped up. At the exact same instance that this train was rounding the curve, look what is also coming up right behind it. As we stand on this bridge, we are right in the midst of Norfolk Southern 242 and Norfolk Southern 243, getting ready to pass us right where we're at. Oh my goodness gracious.
Incredible.
Finally, redemption from the blurry focus of that CS6 meet. This day could not have ended better. After all the pacing that we got, discovering these random spots and these random and seemingly unknown locomotives, the day ends off with a perfect rolling meet in the late afternoon sun next to the Lula train depot in a caboose. Oh my goodness. Thank God. And as these trains, in even more suitable fashion, both ended at almost the exact same time, me and that model guy finally made our way back over to the Suwannee and Buford area, and we called it quits on this wonderful outing, this wonderful day, filled with so much fun and activity and random and unexpected discoveries. I hope that you guys enjoyed this marvelous adventure as much as I did. And as always, God bless. I will see you soon out on the high iron.